all know DC is an ambitious town with professionals trying to climb the career ladder. Despite all of the ambition, many area professionals find themselves unfulfilled when it comes to work.
Yep, today's guest is Miller Littlejohn. She's a personal branding coach who helps people explore new career paths or business ideas, and some of those very professionals that are seeking her help. And she's got some ideas now for us to tell us about how you try something new and where do you start when it comes to making that change. I think a lot of people say, I want to do something different than the next thing is, but I don't know what I would do.
Right. Yeah, so if you are looking for the thing that you should pursue, I always tell people to start with what energizes them. What are some of the things they like to do in their free time? What have they liked to do since they were kids that maybe they're not spending or devoting enough time to now? And maybe there's a way to bring that spirit, that energy to the work they're doing now, or maybe it's time to pivot.
So what if you don't have a specific passion or something that you miss doing? Then should you stick with the 9-to-5 that you currently have, or should you keep looking?
So if you are unfulfilled at work, if you feel bored, a lot of times people, you know, the symptoms are you're dreading getting up in the morning, you're dreading Monday, you're dreading going in, and that could be a clue that you are simply doing the wrong type of work, but maybe at the right job, right? So maybe it's time for you to join another team, get some other project experience, and infuse something new into what you're doing currently.
I like that. Okay.
What about the people that they've invested in a career, they've invested in a company, and now they're like, well, I would have to start over?
It's not as daunting as you might think, and I actually have a number of clients who have done just that. When you think about your life, and you know, we're all only here for a certain amount of time, and we spend so much of that time at work, you want to be happy, right? And so I've had clients who invested tons of money and time and energy into becoming attorneys or doctors, and they make a pivot. It's totally possible. It's doable.
Because ultimately, if you're not happy, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's totally not worth it.
You might as well do something else. You may make less money, but the peace of mind and happiness, and it may take some time to rebuild and restart, but in the end.
But how do you know that that's really what you want to do? Like leaving something that maybe you're not happy with leaving, but or happy doing, but leaving is a huge, like,
it's a huge risk, and so I always advise people who say, oh my God, I don't like my job, I want to quit and do something different now. I say, well, let's hold on, pump the brakes a little bit, and let's first explore what those external possibilities might be. Let's take some time to ramp it up, do some tests, do some experiments, maybe use our evenings and weekends or our vacation time to see what those possibilities might be.
And what those expectations are, too. Because a lot of times I think, you know, you do think the grass is greener on the other side, so to speak, but you still have to work there too.
You do, but I always tell people to try to get some traction before you decide, okay, I'm quitting. Like, try to get some traction in the new space before you decide to step away completely.
How do you determine, okay, I may be passionate about going to a bar on the Saturday with friends and day drinking, that doesn't mean I should own a bar. Like, how do you passion and reality?
Well, first, you want to look at yourself, so internally what energizes you, but then also you want to think about what the world is mirroring back in terms of the value you're providing. So while you may have a lot of fun drinking and hanging out, if the world isn't getting value from you doing that, it's probably not going to evolve into any sort of a career path or a business that you can monetize. So there's got to be a value exchange.
Value exchange, that's important.
Yeah, I like that rule. All right, so if your passion is completely disconnected from the day job, completely something, you know, day and night, then what?
So a lot of times I think people are used to thinking we've got to get everything and all of our needs met at our current place of employment, at our day jobs. And that's not always the case. If you're finding yourself bored, uninspired, and you know, you're just not having a good time, maybe your job is simply just the way that you fuel and fund some of the fun things that you do outside of work, that you do on the weekends. And so what I would advise to that person would be to just make sure your job is not taking over your life. You know, in DC, we're all super ambitious. We work overtime, we work long hours. So cut that back and try to make room for the other areas of your life that can potentially bring that fulfillment.
Don't let your job become your identity.
Yes.
Exactly.
Tell us about your book real quickly.
So this is Package Your Genius, 5 Steps to Build Your Most Powerful Personal Brand, where I talk people through how they can get clear on what energizes them and the career path they could take, or how to go about making that pivot, because it's tough. It's tough to get clear on the direction direction that you want to take, but then also create a plan to set yourself apart from others.
Great stuff. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks
Good to
for
see you
having
again.
me.
All right, we'll be right back.